Okay, okay, everyone, we are live online. So, without further ado, let's hand over the charge to our president, distinguished Toastmaster, Sarfraz Azim.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid. Welcome, fellow Toastmasters. I'm pleased to announce that in the Division B International Speech Contest, we have had some KTC members, even though they were not all of them were representing Karachi Toastmasters Club, but they won the top 3 places, which included Imran Rana taking 3rd place. He was representing, I believe, for Quantum Leap. Our KTC contestant took 2nd place, Toastmaster Fahim Razak, and he will now be representing our club and the division at the District 122 contest on June 1st. The first
Actually,
place
that would be Toastmaster Latif.
Oh, Latif, so not Fahim Latif. The first place went to Quantum Leap's Iram Rizvi. The 2nd place was KTC's Latif Mansoor Ali. And the 3rd place was Quantum Leaps, who's also a member of Karachi Toastmaster Imran Rana. So the top 2 winners will represent their clubs, Quantum Leap and KTC, at the district contest on June 1st. And Toastmaster Imran Rana is an alternate. He will compete in case the 1st or 2nd place winner is not available on that day. In the Distinguished Club program, we have achieved all 10 goals for the 2023-2024 year, but officially we are not yet a President's Distinguished Club because of membership is stuck at 18. I think we expect to get the 19th one within the next 7 to 10 days. And as soon as we get the 20th, either a renewal to a member or a new member, that'll make KTC once again for the 7th consecutive year President's Distinguished Club. Any other announcements, DTM Talha, or results from the last week's meeting would like to go over?
Well, yes, the last meeting that we had, that was actually a very special meeting because we had our area director visit in that meeting too, and he has reported on that. We had DTM Sarfraz and DTM Irfan Farooqi present in person, and there was quite a large crowd. There were two projects presented in that, and I don't know if we have the results right now, but they will be certainly announced. One more announcement, and that is that our annual conference is ongoing. The first leg was completed last Saturday in Islamabad. The second one is this Saturday in Lahore, and then it will come to Karachi on the 18th. And everyone is strongly urged to register and participate because that will be a great occasion for all of us to meet and see how meet with the Toastmasters of other clubs and other cities. And of course, there's a very comprehensive agenda also that will showcase various speakers from within and outside Toastmasters. So yeah, that is something that we need to keep an eye on. Over to you, Mr.
Okay. And I believe the venue is going to be Institute of Chartered Accountants of Pakistan, ICAP.
Yes.
Near Teen Talwar. Okay. And then when will the agenda be coming out? With, I guess, a start of next week?
Yes. Ideally, I think the way these things keep receiving revisions, so no guarantees, but most likely by Tuesday or Wednesday next week.
Oh, thank you. And another announcement, tomorrow night at 7 o'clock is Division B Tall Tales Contest and Evaluation Contest. And I believe the KTC has contestants competing in those contests. So you are welcome to join in person at the ICAP facility or online through Zoom. And the Zoom link will be provided in the Division B or the District 122 events WhatsApp group. And now I would like to introduce to you our Toastmaster for today's meeting, distinguished Toastmaster Sarfaraz Nazir. Once again, welcome fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. The theme of today's meeting is reflection. Reflection, we talk about the lights reflection, or when you stand in front of a mirror, what you see. But at the same time, reflection also represents what you think of what's happened in the past, reflection on your memories, on your life experiences. As far as I'm concerned, I was a Navy brat. After intermediate science, many of my friends who were sons of naval officers joined Pakistan Navy. I took the written exam to join Pakistan Navy, which I passed. Then I went through the medical exam and I passed that. And before I finished the final step, which is attending the tests in cohort, I dropped out because within the armed forces, including Navy, you are expected to respect and salute your senior officers. Some of the friends that I knew, I thought they were idiots, and I was not ready to salute them no matter how senior they were. So I decided Navy was not for me. Years passed by. I was visiting Karachi. My father took me to a son of one of our family friends. By now, his name included the title Vice Admiral. First, we had to go through the sentry or the guard. Saw a gardener working in the garden. Inside, there was a cook. They ordered him to go bring some snacks and tea. And you start thinking, hey, this is a nice life. And you are forced to sometimes to compare. How do you compare with where you stand? Another time I was visiting, I used to have a friend who was of such a stature that females did not like to give him a second look. He was one of those guys that his pants in the back instead of the crease being in the center, it was on sideways, and people used to make fun of him. And my father said he has just been appointed commander of PNS Bahadur, on the way to the airport. So now he had the title Commodore with his. So wow, we made fun of him, and he's Commodore. So went to see him, and he asked one of the sailors, "Hey, go bring some tea and biscuits." And I'm mentioning these because when I visited these men who I knew from my childhood and saw now their ranks, and I wondered, what if I had joined Navy? What if I have the title Commodore with my name, Vice Admiral, as the case may be? And most of them, even though they're younger than I am, they've already retired. It's like, I've been retired. But then as I reflect, I'm so blessed and so grateful that I don't think that I would have liked what I saw. I am very content and very happy with where I am because it was my destiny. And you cannot fight your destiny. Just look what I've accomplished in the 30 years in Toastmasters. English is not my first language. I was born in a village, Shadiwal in Gujarat. Punjabi, I guess you can say, is my first language, then Urdu and Arabic. English could be classified as my fourth language. Yet I stood proudly on the stage to accept the second place, which is the first runner up in the semifinal of the World Championship. And then when I found out that I lost to a world champion by 1 point with 18 judges in that contest, that's an accomplishment in itself. No rank of Commodore or Vice Admiral would equal that. So it's important to reflect once in a while, but we cannot judge our own life by judging other people's life. We should say, am I satisfied? Am I where I should be? Am I satisfied or content with what I have? I am now ranked among the top 5% of Americans. What more can I ask for? So, fellow Toastmasters, as I reflect upon my life, my memories, my background, I believe that I'm blessed beyond belief. And with that message and thought, you should take your time and reflect on where you are and how blessed you are. And on a side note, the best time to reflect is when you're sitting on the throne. You know what I mean. And at this time, I'm going to introduce our role players before we get to the first part or first segment of the program, Prepared Speeches. We'll start off with our grammarian and word master, Toastmaster Asghar. Toastmaster Asghar, would you tell us your role as a word master and introduce the word of the day for the meeting, and then also tell us about your role as a grammarian?
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day. The word of the day is elapse. Elapse mean go by many years. Elapsed before they meet again. And I suppose it's a transitory word. The second role that I have as a grammarian is I will try to note down the good and not good usages of the language, and I will try to note them down. And at the end of the meeting, I will submit my report. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Asghar. And our counter is Toastmaster Imran Rana. Is he available?
Not right now. He is
Okay.
trying to reach the venue.
Okay,
So
yeah, I
as
heard
soon as
that.
he does, yeah.
Okay, the function or the role of the R counter is to pay attention to the speeches or any time a Toastmaster speaks during the meeting and note down the filler words, because the filler words take away from the message of the speech. So that R counter counts the R's, repeats, so's, ands, words that are unnecessary within the speech. And towards the end of the meeting, the R counter will give us their report. Our listener is Toastmaster Hibab Rais Khan. Toastmaster Hibab Rais Khan, who's also immediate past president of the club. Will you tell us what your role is as a listener? And then you're also the joke master. From after talking about your role as listener, you can go into your joke master role, Toastmaster Hibab.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, as the listener, I would be making note of all the interesting words and phrases spoken by the speaker during the prepared speeches and the table topic session. And as for the role, sorry, and also I would be highlighting, I'd be making note of all the interesting words and phrases spoken by the speaker during the both these sessions, as well as the entire session. And but at the end of the session, I would be called upon to give my report. And as for the jokes, what did the thread say to the needle? What did the thread say to the needle?
I'm wiser than you.
No, I'm sew into you. Who always has a date on Valentine's Day? Who always has a date on Valentine's Day? A calendar. What TV show can help you what TV show can help you grasp infinite numbers? What TV show can help you grasp infinite numbers? Anyone?
News broadcast?
Magnum pie. What's the most romantic ship? What's the most romantic ship?
Relationship.
Courtship.
Good.
Okay. What do you say to a coffee lover on Valentine's Day? What do you say to a coffee lover on Valentine's Day? I can't express so how much I love you. Why was the leading lady arrested after opening night? Why was the leading lady arrested after opening night? Critics say she stole the spotlight. Over to you, Toastmaster of the
Master.
evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hebar Raisan. We also have with us a returning guest, Aram. I hope you will stay with us until the end, until we adjourn our meeting. And before we adjourn the meeting, at that time, we will ask you for your comments about the meeting. Our first speaker on the agenda is no longer with us. He had some guests arrive and he had to drop off from the meeting. So on the agenda, second speaker will be our first speaker. And not too much time has elapsed since he has given a speech. He's our regular speaker
Yeah.
at KTC Toastmaster Asghar. And I guess his evaluator is supposed to be Toastmaster Imran
Yeah,
Rana. So
Yeah, I can take that up.
okay, so you'll be evaluating his piece. So, distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid, please tell us the objective or the purpose of Toastmaster Asghar's speech.
Sure. So Toastmaster Asghar is attempting this project from the engaging humor path, and it's called Focus on the Positive. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice being aware of his or her thoughts and feelings, as well as the impact of his or her responses on others. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share his or her experience completing the project. During the completion of this project, the member recorded negative responses in a personal journal and worked to reframe them in a positive way. Listen for ways the members grew or did not grow from the experience. The member is not required to share the intimacies of his or her journal. The speech should not be a report on the content of the Focus on the Positives project. So, yeah, kind of a funny and weird description, but then it's Toastmaster Asghar that we are talking about. So, it's par for the course. So, Toastmaster Asghar, your speech duration, it has given two choices, 5 to 7 and 2 to 3. You will take 5 to 7
because I prepared myself as 5 to 7.
Right. So the duration will be 5 to 7 minutes. And Toastmaster Asghar, is it possible for you to, if I put a timer on my window, the countdown, is it possible for you to look at it?
Yes.
All right. Good. Toastmaster Wasi Ahmed has joined us. So I'll be putting up a countdown timer, stopwatch, and you know when to end. 7 minutes and 31 seconds. So everyone, put your hands together for Toastmaster Asghar. Changing habit. Toastmaster Asghar.
Childhood is a house full of memories. My earliest two childhood memories stand out. First was being in a single teacher school where the teacher taught us only Urdu subject in the morning. Second, being with my family elder, listening BBC Urdu service in the evening. Both habits grew transformed and entrenched with the passage of time. I started to read everything which came in my way: poetry, short stories, novels, thanks to my Urdu teacher. Similarly, I purchased my own radio and went on to become a regular listener of BBC Urdu service. In other words, I was Faiz Ahmed Faiz, Naseem Ejazi, Asmat Chughtai in the morning, while acted as Henry Kissinger to interpret what the BBC was saying in the evening. Once arrived in the Karachi in early 90s, the pattern remained the same, albeit in a nuanced form. While studying English language in PACC, Pak American Culture Center, I spent the rest of my day in British Council Library, which was in walking distance from the PACC premises, where I had read every available newspaper and periodicals: Guardian, Sunday Time, Observer, and the newspaper with pink color, Financial Times, Nature, New Scientist, The Economist, Harvard Business Review, even the medical magazine called Lancet. Now, dear Toastmaster, it was more than enough for a post-matric or a first-year student to absorb. This habit, which should have transformed, which should have been a cause for celebration, transformed into a matter of concern. It cultivated an attitude and a state of mind. I developed a sort of know-all attitude. I hoped that one day I would look as wise and high-flying intellectual. Reading gave me a sense of near euphoria. I looked down upon my less intellectual colleagues, hardly listened them, let alone accepting their opinion. Now, all this, however, started to change. This change didn't move itself to any sudden awakening of the conscience, but was dictated by horrible consequences. I had failed in my metric, FSC, and BSc exams in consecutive years, and barely had managed to get my degrees in C and D grade in supplementary exams. Similarly, professionals in the workplace had isolated me as weird person because they were more concerned about day-to-day office affairs or issues rather than the theories published in the Harvard Business Review. Now, this culminated into a negative image of me. I was becoming a pariah and standing between nowhere in terms of academic qualification and gainful employment, despite being a high-flying intellectual. I found my hobbies and resultant attitude largely irrelevant to the practical world around me. My career prospects were dead in the water. I was out in the cold in my professional circle. That was when I decided to pull the handbrake and took a pause. Then I slowly began to detach myself from my former part. Now I called that activity my journey from negative attitude to positive attitude. I started to consider perception of the world, becoming more aware about my thoughts. And then gradually, it helped me to see things differently and understand the attitude of the people around me. Now, this enabled me to see my blind spots in all aspects of my life, including blind spots in my communication skills, I was, for example, not aware about my grammar issues, especially in unprepared conversations and impromptu speeches. In fact, this grammar is still a bonnet, is still a bee in my bonnet. And that was exactly what led me to join this club. The negative thoughts even dominated my mind when I joined this club. I was afraid to join the club because I feared that Toastmasters would laugh at my grammar and would make fun of my struggle with the language. But I fought back against those negative thoughts. Today, standing over air and speaking with you is a part of the fighting back. Dear Toastmaster, I'm certainly not a spring chicken, but it's never too late to learn and adjust or rearrange your focus. No other lived experience has changed the landscape of my personality as radically or so radically than the idea of focusing on positives. Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Azhar, for your speech. I heard you mention why you joined the club. Since we are thinking about reflection, I remember about 20 years ago when I walked into the first meeting of Karachi Toastmasters Club. I'll never forget the respect that was bestowed upon me that day and questions I was asked before the meeting. Last night, I had the opportunity of visiting ICAP in person, and once again, uh, I cannot believe how I was treated. Many times we only remember when we are mistreated, and we don't pay attention to the times when someone is nice to us, when someone treats us with dignity and respect. What I found to be strange was when they said, "Oh, we are waiting for the food to arrive. We have a few minutes." It says, "Sarfraz, go ahead and talk." And I said, "What about this?" It's just whatever you want to talk about. And I don't know if you, DT and Talha, if you were still online at that moment, you may have dropped off. This was after they announced that the table topics has been uh, postponed and the pizzas had not arrived yet. And so I said, okay, then we'll call this session Ask DTM Sarfraz. Just ask whatever you want to, and I'll answer. So once the pizza arrived, they still were interested in me continuing to talk. It was Toastmaster Imran, and I said, can we go ahead and eat pizza while we discussing? And then after we started eating, several of them brought their chairs and gathered around me in a semicircle, and they still had questions to ask. And that's what Toastmasters is all about. You join Toastmasters, you gain experience, and then you share that experience with others. ICAP, I guess what to see a Chartered Accountant Toastmasters Club of Karachi meets on Mondays at 7 at ICAP. And it's the same room where the contest was held last night, and I like the contest. They've asked me to come back and do an education session at their meeting on Monday because they have several new members and thought they could benefit from what I have to tell them. So I'm mentioning this, that this is what Toastmasters is all about. Toastmasters helping Toastmasters become better, not only better speakers, better communicators, but also better human beings. And next, our speaker is a new speaker giving her icebreaker speech. Toastmasters are Arfa Tabassum, if you're ready.
Yes, I'm
She,
ready.
thank you. She is following the presentation mastery pathway. This is her level one speech number one, the icebreaker. The purpose of an icebreaker speech is for Toastmaster Tabassum to introduce herself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. The speech time is 4 to 6 minutes, and I'm not sure if you have a title for it or not, Mr. Bassam. I'll just call it your icebreaker. Please help me welcome our second speaker, Toastmaster Tabassum, giving her icebreaker speech.
Thank you. Before I start, I want to let everyone know that I cannot turn on my camera for this time. I hope to join on camera next time, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum,
Okay.
fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guest. Do you know how one small belief can profoundly impact your communication style in every conversation? Hi, my name is Tabassum. I was convinced that meeting someone's eye was disrespectful and impolite. As a result, my interactions suffered. Let me share with you a story. When I was a child, I looked at my teacher's face while talking to her. Instead of encouragement, I was met with a stern reprimand. You have no respect, she scolded, her voice sharp with disapproval. And she taught me looking down while talking with someone shows that you respect them. So obediently I lowered my gaze. Apparently, this is just one short sentence. But do you know the consequences of this one short sentence? This misconception persisted throughout my life. It significantly affected my communication skills. Allow me to share with all of you the invisible pain of avoiding eye contact. I struggle to connect with others, always looking away or downcast during conversations. My confidence dwindled. I constantly questioned my worth and found it challenging to effectively express myself, and making every conversation feel like an uphill battle. Not just that, I believed that if I looked into people's eyes, they would see the fear and insecurity in mine. So I kept my gaze averted, hoping to shield myself from their judgment. Above all, I felt frozen with fear at the mere thought of being judged or rejected. So I began to avoid social interactions altogether. This prolonged avoidance has led me to miss out on crucial opportunities in my personal growth and relationships, and leaving me feeling stuck and regretful. You see, even seemingly small action or belief can have a profound impact on someone's life. As you know, my teacher's scolding for looking at her face instilled in me the belief that avoiding eye contact was a sign of respect. But you may also know the reality is quite different. Avoiding eye contact can shake one's confidence and hinder them from living the happy, fulfilled life and successful life they deserve. So it's a reminder for all of us to be mindful of the messages we convey, as they can shape the beliefs and behaviors of those around us. Moving forward, after experiencing the soul crushing effects of avoiding eye contact, at this age, as years elapsed, I've realized that I should not miss out on important social cues or meaningful interactions anymore. Therefore, I am committed to actively improving myself in this area. More importantly, I have come to understand that simply practicing on my own is not sufficient to break free from false notions. I feel like I need the support and guidance that a personal development organizations offer to grow. Because I realize the value of constructive feedback and mentorship, which help to overcome the misconceptions that have been holding back for a long time. Luckily, I found Toastmasters, an organization dedicated to improving public speaking and leadership skills. Joining such a community is not just a choice, it's a pivotal step towards breaking free from old beliefs and reaching my full potential. I hope Toastmasters will become my transformation crucible, offering the tools, support, and encouragement I need to grow. Anyway, it's a gentle reminder to think twice about the messages we convey. Just like my teacher's advice on eye contact had unintended consequences. From this, I have come to know that the power of words can have a big impact. They can inspire, motivate, and shape the minds and future of your students. Dear Toastmasters, at the end, I would like to say, let your words be like seeds, planting ideas and cultivating growth in the fertile mind of your students, nurturing their potential with every syllable uttered. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tabassum. And our tradition is that for an icebreaker speech or after the Toastmaster delivers the icebreaker speech, we give a standing ovation to our speaker. Thank you once again, Toastmaster Arfat Tabassum, for your wonderful icebreaker speech. Please join me in giving her standing ovation as our KTC's practice. Thank you. Then I'll be talking a little bit more about your speech during our evaluation section. Is Toastmaster Mufaddal Mortaza in the room? Our third speaker, Toastmaster Mufaddal.
Yes, DTM surprise. Yes.
Okay. And then
Yes,
who's evaluating his speech?
It's Majid, Toastmaster Majid Akhtar.
Majid. Okay.
Toastmaster Majid is right now not in the room. I guess he has gone for prayers.
Okay, so I think you can ask Vase to do the evaluation.
Toastmaster Wasi Ahmed.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we got
Ready as always.
Toastmaster Wasi, do you have the information from the agenda about his speech, or should I go ahead and announce?
Then you should go.
Okay, yeah. So I guess Sudhar Murtaza speaking from the Dynamic Leadership Pathway. It's the level 2 speech, Introduction to Mentoring. So purpose of speech is to tell us about his experience about mentoring in Toastmasters. Please help me welcome our next speaker, Toastmaster Mufaddal Murtaza, Introduction to Mentoring in Toastmasters. Introduction to Toastmasters mentoring.
This is my seat. Sir, you cannot. This is my seat. Please go ahead. Sir, I have the tickets. I can show you. These are my seats. Please, can you move on? Fellow Toastmasters and guests, mentorship and training is really important in our life. They shape us and they make us what we are today as an adult. The first mentor in our life are our parents. And the environment we get in our home is what we are today. I recently experienced about this importance of mentorship and training when I recently went to see a match between England and Pakistan for T20s when they had a few years ago. I am not a cricket geek. I never ever watched cricket. I only watched Pakistan and India's match, and that is only on TV and in a very casual manner. I just see it with others watching other dramas and other TV. But my son, he is a fan of cricket. So what happened? Since I was here, and now he is pretty grown up, so he now knows the cricket is being played, and he insisted me that father, let's go to see the cricket. England has come over here. On his insist, I asked some of my cricket league friends who usually go to see the match that guys, do you have some extra tickets? Can I come? And they were just like, "Mufaddal, are you all fine? Why do you want to come to see the cricket? Are you okay? Is everything fine?" Then I told him that it's not me, it's actually my son who is insisting me to go to the match. On the arrival, it was a weekday, and obviously the stadium opened 3 hours before when the match had to be started. So obviously I was not able to reach 3 hours before, but luckily we made to reach at the location 15 minutes before the match had to start. So what happened actually that when I reached over there and when I went to my seat by looking at the seat numbers, the people were already sitting on the seat. It was one father with 4 of his kids, and they have already occupied the seats. Discussed very calmly, sir. These are my seats. Can you please go on? So he said, no, you're very late. Now these are my seats. You see how things working currently. So I again told him very calmly and very patiently, showing him kindness that sir, if there is some miscommunication, you can see this. These seats are mine. You cannot sit over here. You can see, you can verify. Can you show me your tickets? He again refused and he started to become violent. He started to become vigorous. But you know how this managed system probably what happened is that we were able to so what happened actually that we at the end we were not able to move that guy with his kids, and we were forced to sit on the stairs to see the whole match. We were very sad. Obviously, this was the first experience, and my kid was with me, and he saw all this. So, but luckily, we kept that sadness behind, and we hold the joy of the cricket match, and we enjoyed that match fully. And if you remember, that match was really awesome. The first 2 openers and already is the whole target. So it was very interesting match, and we really enjoyed it. After the match, I was just thinking what that father was giving the message to the child. Holding our seats and not going from there, the kids might have thought that it's completely normal to sit over there and to hold it, and it's completely normal. And this is what stays in their subconscious, and when they grow up, they'll do the same thing. This was the negative part of the mentorship. Now let's come to the positive part of the mentorship. I have been into ATC since 2021. And it's been a very long journey. And this is probably my speech after 8 months. I've been away for 8 months, and I had started to feel the lack of the mentorship I used to get from here. When I was here very regular, I was very good in the office communications and in the communication while doing things in the office, but I was away due to some educational commitments. But at the same time, I was feeling the lack, which I and the training and the mentorship and the things from here. So what I did, the one thing I did, I never stopped renewing my membership. This is the first step I would like to give you. When your money is involved, you will always stay connected. And this actually made me brought back to Toastmasters. I renewed my membership again, and then I started to understand that your money is going wasted. You should take it. And at the same time, I was also feeling that if I don't go, it's just like gymming. If you leave the gym, your body will all go lose, no matter what you diet you do. If you stop doing gym, it's about practice. It's about maintaining the discipline. It's about maintaining the flow. So here I am again, and everyone in the Toastmaster is my mentor, I would say. The day I come over here is actually something which I get from the evaluation as the mentor of. I constantly get feedback. Everybody is over here is holding you tight, forcing you. Even some unpaid Toastmasters are forcing you to come to the Toastmasters. Even they provide you the contents to reach to the Toastmasters. So this is the love of Toastmasters, especially Karachi Toastmasters. So I would like to thank that Toastmasters specifically who got me here today and gave me the perfect situation to be here. And I would suggest to everyone to be a part of this Toastmasters. That's all from my side. Over to you, Toastmasters.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mufaddal Murtaza. DTMate Fan Faruqi, are you available to give your speech?
Yes, I can if still there is time for me. Yes. Unfortunately, as I reached home, I came to know some guests are coming, and then I didn't have much time to do any planning. And as your meeting started, same time the guests came here. They just left now, and I'm free now.
Okay, yeah. Distinguished Toastmaster Fan Faruqi is giving us speech, which is the second speech in level 1, writing a speech with purpose. And I will let his evaluator, the person who will be evaluating his speech, DTM Talha, give us information about the project.
Actually, yeah, I
already. You are doing someone else, yeah, the other one.
Yeah. So perhaps Toastmaster Wasim, would you like to evaluate? Or you're already evaluating the speech, right?
Yeah, he's evaluating, I think.
So that leaves us.
I'm also doing the TTE because Toastmaster Majid is, so I've taken up with the debate topic evaluation.
Is he back?
Sorry?
Is Majid back in the room?
Toastmaster Majid is back, so I think he can evaluate.
Majid has to go somewhere. He's gone. Yeah, he's gone. So I am taking the topic evaluation.
He's gone.
All right. So I think Toastmaster Mufaddal can evaluate Toastmaster Fan. We just heard you speak so eloquently, so why not?
Initially, I had to evaluate Mufaddal, and now Mufaddal is going to evaluate me.
Yes, Mufaddal, I'm sharing Irfan Saab's project with you. So just keep an eye on your WhatsApp. It's writing a speech with a purpose. And we have our superstar, Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir, with us as well. GQ, how would you like to be an evaluator?
He
Sorry,
raised his hand. Was that a yes or a no?
is that a
He
yes?
can do it. GQ
All
is
right,
ready. He is ready.
all right. GQ, you should receive the very confidential project in your WhatsApp. Destroy it as soon as you read this. Yeah.
Irfan Farooq.
This was mentioned that the purpose of the speech is writing a speech with purpose. So in this speech project, there is a purpose why the speaker is giving this speech. The title of TTM Irfan Farooqi's speech is Patience. Patience, Distinguished Toastmaster Irfan Farooqi.
When I look at the patterns of life, when I look how my life has evolved over a period of time, I believe it is a good time to reflect on the way I have lived, to reflect on how things came to me, how situations came in front of me, and how I tackled those situations. Fellow Toastmasters, unfortunately, I didn't have time to prepare my standing position to start the meeting, and that is why I'm delivering this speech while sitting on the chair. So I believe the best speech is that I should stand and deliver it, but please accommodate it today. Dear fellows, why I am reflecting on this issue, the basis of my reflection on life, basis on the topic that I have selected, the theme that I'm addressing, how it came, how it all started. Some of you might have seen my article in the Toastmaster Pakistan magazine, which is about my recently adopted hobby. And in last few meetings, I also shared how I am developing that hobby. I was reading Quran, and in Quran, I came to understand one thing. While I was reading Surah Asr, it says, "Walasr innal insana lafi khusr illa allazina amanu wa amilu salihati wa tawasaw bil haqqi wa tawasaw bis sabr." This surah describes these 4 success factors of life. If you don't adopt those 4 factors, you cannot be successful. First is that you should believe. Then second is you should have good deeds. Third is that you should advocate those deeds. You should try to bring others into the circle. And the fourth thing that was very strange is sabr, patience. And it is very strange how patience has come into the three factors. Apparently, when I look at it, I say, yes, Iman is important. Believing in God is important. Good deeds are important. Bringing others to the good deeds is also important. But sabr, patience, how is it attached with it? Dear fellows, there are 2 important aspects of patience. Number 1 is that when you try to bring people onto right paths, then you have to face those situations where patience is needed. Look at the life of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Was he asking something for himself? He was offered to be the ruler. He was offered that we will marry you, any woman you want, will give you riches. He was not asking for anything. He was asking people, please come to the right path. And what people were doing with him, throwing stones at him, throwing dirts at him. So one thing is, whenever you are on a righteous path, whenever you are walking on the path which is full of rights, whenever you deny the negativity in life, you will face the situation where you have to adopt patience. You will suffer. It is not possible that you invite people to right path and you live like that. People will create problems for you. The second thing is that when you are inviting people, don't try to be in a hurry that I invited somebody on the right path, from tomorrow they will adopt this path. Development takes time. And this is the lesson that I learned from my rooftop kitchen gardening activity. I sowed certain seeds that I purchased from a reliable source. None of them was germinated. None of them were germinated. All went vain. The reason that I was told is that suddenly temperature had dropped. For a germination, the temperature should be in between 10 to 25 degrees Celsius. The temperature fell below 7 and 60, up to 6, 7 degrees. So germs did not, the seeds did not germinate. What happened? I had to take patience. I contacted another party, seed supplier, who says that if my seeds do not grow, I'll return it and I'll send it again. I sowed those seeds. Temperature was all right. Everything was fine. You know what the result was? 50% growth. 50% of the seeds grew. I was very enthusiastic. I wanted to do a lot of good things. But I understood that what is Mia Muhammad Baksh Sahab has said in Punjabi, he says, Mali da kam pani dena te bhar bhar mashka pave, malik da kam phal phul lana, o lave na lave. It is the responsibility of a gardener to water your plants, that's all. But to bring those plants to flowers and fruit is not in the hand of a gardener. It is in the hand of God. It is God's will. If He allows the plants to grow, they will grow. And I learned the best lesson of my life, patience. Similar thing I have seen in Toastmaster activity. When we try to bring some people, even in corporate sector where there's very little amount involved, a lot of people don't come to that path. Some people will come, some people have come, they deliver one or two speech also that they back up. What is my action? What am I supposed to do? Only one thing, patience. Don't go and ask for quick results. Things evolve over time. Whatever you want to do good, believe it will take time. This is the lesson of patience that I have learned from education, from trainings, from God wills, from my plantation. Adopt the patience. You can't do anything. The only reliability on you is put your effort in it. Let's put our efforts and let's leave everything to Allah. Back to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Mirhan Faruqi, for your speech. And that concludes our prepared speech segment. Mr. Timer, did all speakers qualify?
Yes, they have.
I think
So,
yes.
I'll be sharing the poll from the WhatsApp group very soon. We can continue with the meeting.
We now start our second segment, table topics section, which allows us to practice our impromptu speaking skills. And our table topics master for today's meeting is Toastmaster Mufaddal Murtaza. And he has some Toastmasters who are available in person, who have not had a role, and also see some online that have not had a role that can be used as tabletop speakers. So please help me welcome our tabletop speaker for today's meeting, Toastmaster Mufaddal Murtaza. And DTM Talha, you are exempt from table topics.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. I'll be the tabletop masters for today's evening. As the theme of the today's meeting is about reflection. Usually in our lives, we do some good things, and then we reflect on those good things and how these good things are actually creating an impact in our lives. And sometimes we make some mistakes. And those mistakes also, if we think and if we reflect on those mistakes, sometimes if we take them positively, they also make some positive impacts. And if we hold our mistakes, and if we keep on reflecting while holding those mistakes, that mistakes can take back in you, in your life. So I've prepared some questions which will rotate around reflections. And for our first tabletop speaker, I would like to call TM Fazal.
For the physical participants, someone present there will have to show them the timing signals. Thank you. Because I can display the timer, but they won't be visible to.
Yes. Yeah, okay. So your table topic for today is that think about a time when you had a light bulb moment about something, anything, it could be anything. And the reflection on your own obviousness made you chuckle, made you think about it, made you laugh about it.
An idea, a big idea, a revelation.
Actually, over here, what I meant from the light bulb is like you had a.
But an idea type. That's what I thought, right?
Okay, you can speak.
February 24th, 2023. I was in my convocation. I was getting graduated from MBA. I got a gold medal and I gave a speech. And in front of around 300 to 400 people, which were included as alumni. And one of the teachers come to me and he said, have you ever tried joining Toastmasters? I said, what is Toastmaster? It's such a strange name. And he said, it's like a public speaking forum and you should join it. And you're a very good speaker, you should go there. Afterwards, when I searched it, I said, okay, this is something interesting. And it was a light bulb moment. I thought, why not? Let's join it. And when I joined it, I was like, wow, this is nice. So many people, so many friends. So this was my light bulb moment. And I don't think there's anything laughable about it, but I made me very self-confident and I got more confident. So this is my light bulb moment. I'm actually very glad to be here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, TM Fiza, for sharing your light bulb moment. Now, I would just like to check if we have Toastmaster Abdul Rahman with us.
Yes.
TM Abdul Rahman, are you with us?
Yes, I am there.
All right. So, are you ready for a table topic session? Can I give you a topic?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So, your topic for today's table topic is that think back to a time when you had a hilarious misunderstanding with someone. Think back to a time when you had a hilarious misunderstanding with someone. How did reflecting on the miscommunication bring laughter into the situation? So, did you get the table topic correct, or should I repeat?
Yeah, I got it. The topic is much sort of complex. Okay, let me try.
Can you turn on your video?
You can say anything. You can say anything on this. It's okay.
Yes. So I'm pinning you and myself so you can see the timing. Okay.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, you are.
Right. So one day, one of my bosses told me to come while you are coming to the office. Instead of going to that office, you should come to this office as we are having a meeting at in the morning times. So this message was given to one of my colleague, and he flipped the message. And instead of going that place, I went to this place. So when I went there, I found the meeting. The office was closed, and no one was present there. So this was a very embarrassing for me because when I left the place, when I reached again to my boss, okay, so where's the meeting on? Okay, why you are not here? You are supposed to be here at this time. The meeting has already been started, and you are not. How irresponsible you are. So I was just shocked that I was communicated to bring to reach at this place, and how the meeting is not being conducted at this place, and now I go back to that place. So it was very embarrassing and very confusing, and so this was the event. So this is from my side. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Toastmaster Abdul Rahman, for sharing your experience and for sharing your thoughts on this table topic. Now, I would like to call Toastmaster Hiba Rais Khan. Toastmaster Hiba, are you with us?
Yes.
All right. So, Toastmaster Hiba, your topic is that time when you had to make a difficult choice. And how did reflecting on your values or goals help you make this decision?
Okay, time when I had to make a difficult choice.
Yeah, you have to think about a time when you had to make a difficult choice, and how did reflecting on your values or goals help you make this decision?
Yes, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I cannot exactly think about any difficult. Can I have another topic if it's possible, TM Mufaddal? Because I cannot think of any,
All right,
difficult.
that's completely fine. I'll give you one more. Okay, have you ever had a moment where you laughed so hard that you cried? And upon reflection, it made it more funnier?
Made it more upon reflection. Yes, there have been fellow Toastmasters and guests. There have been plenty of moments when I've laughed and that I've literally cried. One moment was, I'm so sorry. One moment, when I, reflecting upon my childhood, I have, reflecting upon my childhood, there have been many moments when we used to prank. My cousins used to make fun of me, or we used to get involved in a lot of mischief. So I remember one of my cousins, you know, we, I am so sorry. I cannot remember any moment right now as well, but I'm totally blank. Sorry. Can I? Oh, no, I think it's better. I think it's better you give it, move on to another speaker. PM Fadl. I'm so sorry because I'm literally blank right now. I cannot speak.
That's completely fine, TM Hiba, but I'm sure that you were relating something to childhood, and we all have some childhood moments that when we become adult, we reflect on those childhood moments that literally make us so laugh that we start crying at the same time. So thank you very much for sharing your thoughts on the childhood. Now I would like to call DTM Tala. Oh, sorry, not DTM Tala. We have TM Iram, DTM Iram, DTM Iram. Is she with us?
No, actually, she's a guest here. Yeah.
Okay, that's okay. Sure. Toastmaster Iram, to be Toastmaster Iram or guest Iram. We are doing topics. Are you available for a table topic? Toastmaster Iram, can you hear us?
She's online, but I guess maybe we can't hear her. So you may want to move on to someone else.
Yes, no, you're not audible, guest Aaron. So maybe you.
Am I audible now?
Yes. Yeah, we can hear you now. Yes.
Is it okay if I just turn off the video?
Yeah, it's up to you, but if you can, it would be more good for the table topics.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to do it, it's okay. It's completely fine.
There is internet disconnectivity issue. That's why I'm not turning on at this
All
moment.
right. That's okay. So I'm giving you a table topic, right? I hope you are aware with the table topics. You have 2 to 3 minutes to talk on the topic, and there will 1 to 2 minutes, and there will be an online timer who will be dictating you the time, right?
Okay.
So your topic is share a lesson you learned from a failure. How did reflecting on that failure help you grow? Share a lesson you learned from a failure. How did reflecting on that failure help you grow?
Thank you so much for the topic, Master. Thank you so much, Topic Master, for giving me a chance to speak on this. I think we all have faced few of amount of the failures in past. From my perspective, I also faced few failure in past as well. When I have been promoted towards some development manager position, I thought it's my time to win the game. And I took few of the actions against the resources which were not in favor of me. And that was one of the failure of my life. I learned a lot from these mistakes. Instead of being sitting on the top position and acting like a boss, it's better to have the leadership credibility on your personality. It's better to learn from the mistakes and to act like a leader instead of acting as a boss. All these failures of my positions made me strong enough to take the better decisions of my life. For that reason, I learned a lot. I tried to read a variety of the books in order to become an effective and a good speaker along with the managerial position as well. After reading variety of the books, I learned a lot from them. The first situation that I carried with my personality was the calm, and we have to be patient as well. We have to consider the others juniors or the subordinates with the respect and to give them a space to be comfortable with the environment and to become comfortable with the senior ones as well. For me, the learning, the patience, and the calm was a difficult task. But the failures that I received from my managerial position helped me a lot to learn from the mistakes. And that made me capable enough to stand with the confidence and to speak with the confidence in front of the audience as well. This was the failure that made me capable enough to not only give me the courage, but to provide me the support that how to handle the subordinates with the respect, confidence, courage, and to give them the confidence as well to be comfortable with the environment and to be comfortable with the senior as well. I think we all must learn from the failures and we must have to face the failures as well in our life in order to be confident and to reflect for the others as well so that they can learn from us, they can support us, and we all can learn from each other. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Hiram, for sharing this wonderful experience. And probably you are right that it's better to act like a leader than a boss, and we should always be learning from our failures. Now, I would like to call our last table topic speaker, Toastmaster Gulam Kadir. Can you please come for the table topics? Oh, I'm sorry, I missed it. I came after a very long time. No worries, that's okay, a very long time. So, DTM, Gulam Kadir, the topic for your table topic is that what's a decision you made recently that you have been reflecting on? And what did you learn from that reflection? What's a decision you made recently that you have been reflecting on? What did you learn from that? The stage is yours.
Well, Toastmasters, guests, the table topic which I've got is that what decision you have made and you are reflecting on it. So the decision which I made is by switching my role from car loans into the deposit side. So this decision I took recently, some 7 to 8 months back in 2023. And when I look back, I think this was the best decision which I have taken. So since after the COVID, there was a completely downward trend, especially after the no confidence vote of the previous government. So the entire economy of Pakistan was on declining trend. And once the economy started declining, it badly affected one of the industry, which was the automobile industry. So State Bank also imposed a ban on the import side as well. And then for the banks to lend on the car loans, they also imposed certain restrictions. Like they didn't want the banks to lend this into this area so that to curb the import side of the automobile. So the entire industry was in declining trend, and the banks like HBL used to sell around 1,500 cars in a month, and the numbers came down to 200 per month. So that was the decision that this business is on declining trend, and I have to make a move. So the best decision at that particular time was to join that particular department, which was on an increasing trend. So as you all must be aware that soon after that, the inflation went up and State Bank increased their interest rates as well. So is anybody taking the time? Keep it right, check your time. So right? So since the interest rates were climbing, so majority of the customers kept their amount into deposit side. So this was the best decision to join the deposit side, and because this business started climbing like anything, and it was very steep. And Alhamdulillah, all the banks are doing very well. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, DDM Ghulam Qadir, for sharing your interesting experience. And I must say that we should embrace change. We should move on as the industry is moving, and we should not stick to one thing. So this after DTM Ghulam Qadir, the table topic session comes to an end. And now I would like to hand over the stage to our Toastmaster of the day, DTM Sarfaraz. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mufaddal Murtaza. We forgot to mention that the time for table topics was 1 to 2 minutes, minimum 1 minute, maximum 2 minutes and 30 seconds. But everyone here has attended the meeting before, so assume that all of you were aware of the time. So, Mr. Timer, did all our speakers qualify?
Yes, all except one. Guest Aram exceeded her time by a significant margin. Other than that, everyone qualified, and I floated the.
Thank you, appreciate it. And that concludes our second segment of the meeting, and we now proceed to the third and final segment, the evaluation, during which the speakers receive feedback, and the role players have an opportunity to provide their reports. To lead the evaluation section or segment of the meeting, please help me welcome our general evaluator for today's meeting, Toastmaster Muhammad Asghar.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. As you rightly mentioned, this is the third section of our today's meeting, which is journal evaluation, and I'm the journal evaluator of the day. First of all, I would like to call the evaluator of prepared speeches, and our first speaker was Toastmaster Muhammad Asghar, and I would like to call his evaluator, DTM Talab bin Ahmed, to present his evaluation.
Thank you so much. Let me just bring up my notes and set up the timing. Okay. Toastmaster Muhammad Asghar, despite the fact that you seem to have a lifelong beef with me, in many ways, we seem to be kindred spirits, because the scenario that you described of you educating yourself and enriching yourself and suffering because of it is very identifiable for many people, including myself. So congratulations on painting that painful picture so beautifully. I was literally recalling my own childhood and teenagers and even adulthood, because once things start to go wrong, they continue to be wrong for the rest of your life. And this is one of those things that if one enriches themselves, if one creates an intellectual kind of level for oneself, and one thinks that this will equip them better to better deal with the world. But once that is done, we discover that the markets for the goods that we sell does not exist. So that's a lifelong dilemma that I'm still struggling through. So you had a great start. You used great language today, as always. Your grammar and language was perfectly fine, didn't detect any errors. You created some very interesting transitions, and you had your trademark creative phrases such as "bee in my bonnet." you vividly described the feeling of isolation and negative imagery that you suffered. And then when you made that change, we could detect that change in your life. In short, what you described, you succeeded in conveying that to the extent that we lived that story with you. So congratulations on that. A few improvement areas. Now I'm starting to feel that you have uh, you have legions of admirers in terms of your language usage. I believe all of us really look forward to your speeches, but sometimes your delivery undersells your language. It needs to be a little more varied, a little more out there. So you need to get out of your comfort zone a little bit more to really emphasize some of the creative language that you use. So that is about the only improvement area that I would suggest to you. While it made your speech no less effective, in my opinion, but had it been there, it would have enhanced it even more. So overall, I believe that you painted a very vivid picture. You related a problem that is seldom discussed, and you demonstrated how you outgrew it and how you towered above it, providing motivation for us all. Only a little bit more vocal variety and pauses here and there would have improved it even more. Over to you, General Velu.
Thank you, DTM Talab and Amit, for your evaluation. And here is now our second evaluator. Our second evaluator is DTM Sarfraz Nazir. DTM Sarfraz Nazir will evaluate Toastmaster Arfa Tabassum. DTM Sarfraz Nazir, over to you.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, and I should say especially Toastmaster Tabassum, but I believe she has dropped off. Forgot to mention to her that we'll be providing an evaluation of her speech. So in our absence, I'm still going to continue to talk about what I liked about her speech and how she can improve upon it. It was a doozy of an icebreaker speech. And I say this because I've heard hundreds of icebreaker speeches over the years. Many of them start by, "Hello, Toastmasters. My name is blah, blah, blah. I was born in Timbuktu. And when I was 3 years old, we moved, my family moved. My father and mother didn't have too much money, or they had too much money, or not enough money. Then we moved again. I have a brother and a sister, and I just graduated. Now I'm an accountant. A friend told me about Toastmasters. I came to the meeting, and you guys, or you, all of you gave good speeches, and I want to give speeches like that, so I joined Toastmasters." So that's, but Toastmaster Tabassum gave an example of what a true icebreaker speech is. The purpose of her speech was to tell us about herself, introduce her, and she introduced. She told us about her fears and insecurity, why she has difficulty maintaining eye contact. And then she brought in why she expects Toastmasters to help her overcome her fears and insecurities, because it is an organization that offers tools and encouragement to people like Toastmaster Tabassum. I also like the fact that she shared the story, started about talking about the teacher's face, her interaction with the teacher, and the fact that teacher said, well, not maintaining eye contact or looking down is a sign of respect. It may be a sign of respect, but at the same time, it shows a lack of confidence when in today's business world, you do not maintain eye contact in a business environment, in a business presentation, in a business meeting. So you cannot look down while giving a presentation and say, well, I'm doing this as a sign of respect. No, you are expected to maintain eye contact with your audience. Now, since she was talking about avoiding eye contact, that's what happened to her. she had her camera off. And that's a great tool that she used by keeping her camera off to show that, hey, I'm not maintaining eye contact because of my teacher, because of my past, that I am not comfortable maintaining eye contact. Therefore, I'm going to keep. And once I gain some confidence in the future, I will turn my camera on so you can see that I can make some eye contact. So that was great. Also liked about her presentation was the use of language. I liked her speech and I look forward to her speech soon. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, DTM Sarfraz Nazir, for your evaluation. Now, our third speaker was Mufaddal Murtaza, but I think DTM Irfan Faruqi was not there at that time to evaluate him. So who took the charge? Oh yes, Vase, are you there? You are the one?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Oh yes, please go ahead then.
Vase, please get someone, ask someone there to time you, please. I will put up the timer, but you may not be able to see it. So,
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
I'm putting it up anyway, so don't worry. Yeah.
Okay, just put it up. And
You can start.
yeah, okay. Okay. Everybody, surprise, surprise! Look how old people, old members are coming in. And guess what? Right now at PACC, only those individuals are sitting that have come here first time. So, welcome back, Toastmaster Mufaddal. And coming to Toastmaster Mufaddal's speech, let's say he started with, these are mine seats. So I just got a light bulb moment when he said this, because this was something which he had done before in the Urdu speech contest, and he said, you know, Sister Maria. So I remember it from that. Coming to the start of the speech was again really captivating one because he started with a dialogue. So, as everybody know, it's a really good technique to engage with the audience and to captivate audience attention. So that was really good. Coming to the second thing which I really liked was the structure of the speech was divided into two parts. First, he told us about an incident where there was a bad mentorship. He told about a person whose behavior might would have affected the people out there or the children out there adversely, and especially in future. And then he compared it with Toastmasters, where he thinks there good mentorship is provided, so we all can improve. And on that, he said, everybody here inspires me, so I can learn from everybody here. So again, there was a huge contrast which he showed between good mentorship and bad mentorship. So that one which goes according to the his project. Third thing which I really liked about his project was the humor that he came up with. Let's just say that when he said that seats are mine, he had his all his expressions. When he said, "Okay, I have to put in the money, otherwise, Mufaddil, money is getting wasted." And similarly, he said, if you do not go to gymming, your body will get all loose." So that's all the humor that he had put in. Coming to the points of one thing I think we all noticed was, and this we know that where it was coming from because you were not in practice, so you had all those, I would say, stumbles. But as you will keep showing up, it will improve. And the second thing is, one thing that you could improve is that your content was there, but I think that it was just loosely tied up Because coming to the good part of the mentorship, you told us about an incident and you were really specific about it. But coming to the good mentorship, where you talked about the Toastmasters, you were quite general about it. So here you can improve. So again, good humor, good starting, but a better content, and just keep showing up. Thank you. That's from my side.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vase. And now it's the time to evaluate our last speaker. Our last speaker was DTM Irfan Faruqi. And as DTM Irfan mentioned that there was a role change. TM Mufaddal Murtaza now will evaluate the speech delivered by DTM Irfan Faruqi. Toastmaster Mufaddal, are you around? Yes, he is in physical meeting.
DTM Gulam Qadir. DTM Gulam Qadir. To me, who's going to evaluate? We changed the
Okay.
evaluator.
Surprise.
So over to you then, GQ.
Thank you, General Evaluator. So, Toastmaster Tala, are you timing now? You're not. Okay, great. DTM Irfan Faruqi gave a very wonderful speech, and the topic of the speech was patience. It was a very well-crafted speech, if I would comment on the content side, because he started off with by reciting Surah Asr, and in which he informed us that how patience is important and how it has been narrated in the Holy Quran as well. So he started off by giving a narration, Holy Quran verse, by reciting Holy Quran verse, and then he moved on with informing us as to if you are on a righteous track, you will face a lot of trouble, a lot of improvements will be required. And then on the basis of that, you will have to face a lot of challenges. So you need to stay calm and stay patient. Then he narrated with a story of his own as to how he had sown some seeds and they were not able to come out. They were not able to grow. And then he changed his course of action. And then suddenly 50% of the seeds started to grow. So one good part of it is that whatever in any other language he had been telling us, he translated as well. Like he translated the Arabic as well into English, as well as he narrated a proverb in Punjabi, and which also translated into English. Yes, one thing which everybody felt, and he's at the start of the speech, he told us that he will not be standing up. Right. So that's the thing which he should have done. But since he had told us, so we won't be deducting marks for that to stand up. Otherwise, the tone, pitch, the body, the because I could see the only upper part of the body, the hands gesture, everything good and perfect. So I would say it was a very good, well-crafted speech. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, GQ, being the evaluator of DTM DTM Irfan Faruqi at 11th hours. Now, this is the end of the evaluation of prepared speeches, but this is not the end of the evaluation. Now it's time to evaluate the speeches delivered during a table topic session. And our today's evaluator in table topic session is DTM Tala bin Ahmed.
No, it's a surprise once again.
Okay. Okay. So over to you, Wase Ahmed. I think this role has been changed again. Now this landed with you. Okay.
Sure.
And you can do it better than DTM Tala bin Ahmed.
Please don't involve me in this feud. Okay. Everybody, so are we timing it?
Okay, let's
Just give me.
Actually, the rule
Just
of thumb is 30 seconds. So yeah, like
Ready.
2 to 3 minutes around. 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay, right. Everybody, as said, surprise, surprise. I have just taken over from Toastmaster Majid Akhtar. So today we had around 5 speeches in our table topic sessions. One thing I generally want to tell about the table topic session today, table topics were really good. The table topic
I think we just lost him.
I think we lost our physical meeting.
Yeah,
So
that's its way. In the meantime, maybe Toastmasters, you can present your grammarian report.
yes, that would be fine. No, it's
Okay.
again there. Okay, over to you, Vasi.
Thank you. So what I was saying is, on the overall topic, table topic session, the table topics were really nicely put. The table topics were really good, but one thing that the table topic master needs to improve is that, so especially if the guest is there or the any other Toastmaster is there who really doesn't have it in his mind, so they can just reflect that it's from 1 to 2 minutes and then 30 seconds to end it up. That's then coming to our first speaker. Our first speaker, another thing was that word of the day. Word of the day was not mentioned in the table topic session. Once word of the day was elapse. Right. Our first speaker was Toastmaster Fiza. Toastmaster Fiza, again, body language was really good. Her topic was the light bulb moment. So he went on to her light bulb moment was the event where he came to know about Toastmasters. His body language was really good. However, I think her hand gestures were quite constructed. She could use her hand gestures much better. It was brief, so she could speak, add more content to it next time. Otherwise, everything was really nice about it. The second speaker was Toastmaster Abdur Rahman. Toastmaster Abdur Rahman's topic was about hilarious misunderstanding. And he told us about his misunderstanding about with his boss, where he went on to the wrong place where the meeting was not there. And to be very honest, it could be really embarrassing if we actually even imagine it. So again, a really good choice of event which he told us about. Things to improve, he could stand up, he could use voice modulation, he could use hand gestures, these 1 to 2 things, and it would be good to go a much better table topic from him. Third speaker was Toastmaster Hiba, where her topic was that where you laughed so much that you started crying. And Toastmaster Hibbert tried a lot to think about that topic, but she couldn't get it. And the whole time she was really laughing a lot. So, what I could think, what she could pull off at that time was that this is the moment where I am laughing so much and my tears are just coming out. Like she could have done that. I think she missed it. So just a bit more thinking on the toes can work better. Other thing, another our table topic was from guest Iram. Guest Iram was, I would say, really eloquent throughout her table topics, where she told us about uh, when she got promoted to the higher management level, and she told us about that where you have to learn from your mistakes. You have to lead like a leader, not like a boss. And then she told about how important it is when you are actually interacting with the people, you have to speak up confidently. So I think really a good job done on that. But next time, what we can do is to improve is just turn on the camera. That could do a really better job here. Our last table topic was from DTM Ghulam Qadir. And from his posture, from his standing, from his confidence, everything, we could see that he is a DTM, a distinguished Toastmaster. We could really see that he really got into his choice, that how he changed from car loans to deposit, because car loans was on the declining side and deposits was on the gaining side. So a really good flow of the story or event what he was telling us. So overall, a good job done by everyone. So this is from my side. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Wasi Ahmed, for this excellent evaluation. And as you rightly mentioned that GQ really looks like a DTM, but people also, some people at least also say the same thing about me. You must have mentioned that as well. Now, with this, I would like to go towards the role holder, and I happen to be the first role holder. The word of the day was elapsed. DTM Sarfaraz Nazir used it once, and Abdur Rahman, I believe Abdur Rahman during his table topic session used it once, but if he did not use, then I'm sorry for smearing his reputation. No one used it except two participants. And then as a grammarian, I think I came across a very good use of the word, but since we are in a PSCC, we have to limit ourselves in a few seconds perhaps. Someone said, I felt frozen with fear, feeling stuck and resentful. And someone said, gentle reminder to think twice. Someone says, things evolve over time. How philosophical it is. And I learned it from the Toastmasters. So DTM, Irfan, I'm not going to run away from Toastmaster. It has been now 5 years. You have to appreciate my patience. If you are not interested to declare me as DTM, and now then said, it is my time to win the game. Similarly, well, I would like to end my grammarian role over here, and I would like to go towards the other role holder. We have a listener today, listeners, and Eba Rais Khan, are you there with your role? We are okay. Over to you.
Okay, fellow Toastmasters and guests, someone said, beef with me.
Beef with me.
DTM Talha. Fertile mind of students.
The lady, I forgot the name, the second speaker. Let me check. Arfa Tabassum.
Yes, Arfa
Yeah.
Tabassum. Soul crushing.
Arfa Tabassum.
Bee in my bonnet.
Toastmaster, sir.
Yes. Your ideas be like seeds. Your ideas be like seeds. Sorry?
Irfan.
No. Toastmaster Tabassum.
Oh, yes.
Fought back against those negative thoughts.
DTM Irfan.
Toastmaster Asghar. High flying intellectual.
Toastmaster, sir.
Yes. I was becoming a pariah. Sorry, pariah.
That was speaking the class.
No, TM
Asghar.
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 And the last one, know it all, Mr. Know It All.
Toastmaster Asghar.
Yes, that's it for my report.
Oh, thank
On-
you.
When
Dr.
Toastmaster
Khan.
Asghar, when there is a this what Hiba was doing. So whenever audience, whenever you see Toastmaster Asghar is not enthusiastic to answer, you should understand it is he who has said it.
Thank you. Thank you for this hint. Now it violates the rule. Well, I think we don't have a R counter today, DTM Tala, so we have to go for the general evaluation.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, I think to begin with general evaluation, we were few members in the beginning, and I really thought that the meeting was online, but then I saw American flag in my background. Thanks goes to Waste, Mufaddal, JQ, Feza, who turned up there and made it a hybrid meeting. Thank you being there for us or among us.
DTM Saad as well. DTM Saad as well.
Since I haven't seen him, I am somewhat hesitant to put.
He actually delivered the
Then
project.
he has to show up.
Yeah, he left. I told him to sit, but he was not sitting.
No. Please convey him. I restrained myself.
Yeah, I'll convey.
Otherwise, it was a wonderful meeting, and I would like to invite Toastmaster of the Day to take the charge and take the proceed further. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator, and thank you, fellow Toastmasters, for joining us. Please vote if you're not voted, and DTM Talha will be sending out ballots for the best facilitator and the best of Big Four.
Actually, I'll just be sending out best Big Four. The best facilitator is somehow crashed or something. But please, everyone, vote for the other three categories as well. So I'm sending out the poll for best Big Four. And there it is. Just wait a few seconds, it will be there. Vote for the other category.
Many of us join Toastmasters to help improve our communication skills, but most of us stay because of the relationships that we form. Last few years, my local districts, we have lost some very, very good Toastmasters and very good friends. But as I reflect upon the last 3 years or so, I cannot believe the number of people in District 122. Several clubs, and especially Karachi Toastmasters Club, that have come to know some of them very well. And some of them I would call my friend. And I keep saying that because even though we give speeches, we get feedback and we improve our speeches, but it is the relationship that encourages us, that inspires us. Because if we did not have good relationships, we can give speeches, but our speeches won't sound sincere. Because it'll be like speaking to strangers. So when you appear before an audience that you consider your friends, it's a different environment, atmosphere. So reflect upon what you have gained, not only in terms of improvement in your communication and leadership skills, but the relationships you form. You get to know people. I was working in a corporate environment, people around me, those who had worked 5 years or 10 years with me, knew very little about me compared to the Toastmasters that had known me just for a few years. Because in my speeches, I was sharing my self-disclosure, who I am, just like what Toastmaster Tabassum did. She shared her background and her insecurities, her fears. People share who they really are. You learn people's values, what's important to them. And that's what really puts on the fast track of improvement. Because you're not getting a feedback from some unknown figure, you're getting feedback from someone that you trust, that you know that they're telling you the truth, what they like about your speech and how you can improve upon it. And at this time, I'm going to turn over the control of the meeting to our presiding officer. As presiding officer, I will ask our vote counter to see if he's ready with the votes. And before we actually announce the winners for today's meeting, any announcements other than we do have speech contest, evaluation and torches tomorrow at ICAP. And then on the 18th is the PAKTAC or Pakistan Toastmasters Annual Conference 2024, which will be held, I think the time is about around 10 o'clock. We will know the exact time once the agenda comes out. The facility is going to be the ICAP auditorium. And it is a great auditorium where you can see the speaker and the speaker can see you because they're on stage and the speaking area is quite large. Over to you, DKM Talha, for the announcement of the winners.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. President. Today, the best prepared speaker goes to Toastmaster Azhar. Congratulations. Best table topic speaker goes to Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir. Best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Wasif Ahmed. And best Big Four goes to our journal evaluator, Toastmaster Mohammad Asghar. So that's why he takes 3 or 4 roles, because he knows that he will win at least 2 certificates.
And that is why you are always hesitate to give me roles.
So it's a good strategy.
Yeah. But congratulations. I'm sincerely grateful. I mean, we have a rule of thumb that we don't assign more than 2 roles per person. But Toastmaster Asghar somehow manages to subvert that by asking at different points in time. So one doesn't realize. And by the time one realizes, the agenda has been floated out. So I'm on to that now.
I guess he's limited to 5. The rest of us are limited to 2, but for him, it's 5.
Yeah.
And before we adjourn the meeting, I will ask our returning guest, Iram, for her comments. Iram, are you available? Yeah. You can offer some of your comments about the meeting as a whole. See, you're on, but I guess you're not audible. We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Or is it disconnected?
Yes, go ahead.
I joined back after a long time, and I can say the one word with this wonderful meeting that I usually join. And it's good to see the KTC members are growing day by day. Not only in terms of the size, but of course in terms of the professional growth as well. Overall, the meeting agenda and everything was extremely amazing, and it was good to have the lots of amount of learning over here. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your comments, and we look forward to seeing you again Same time next week, Wednesday at 6:30. Our meet and greet is at 6:15, and meeting starts at 6:30 p.m. Pakistan time. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, for joining us. We look forward to seeing you again 1 week from today. Until then, be blessed and be safe. Allah Hafiz.
Thank you, everyone, and especially Toastmaster Mufaddal, Toastmaster Wase, Toastmaster DQ, Toastmaster Fiza, and DTM Saad for making it to the physical venue. Due to certain things, I could not be there today, but I sincerely regret meeting you all. Inshallah, we will meet each other next Wednesday at the same location. Thank you so much.
Inshallah.